Hey, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 99 for July 11th, 2026. Let's break down today's coolest AI news so anyone can understand it. We've got some really cool AI stuff to talk about today. Let's dive in. You know that feeling when a single photo makes you wish you could step inside and look around the corner? Google just shared a research prototype called Project Genie that turns real street view photos into full interactive 360-degree worlds you can walk through. Think of it like taking one snapshot from your vacation and having the system instantly build the entire block behind it, beside it, and ahead of it. The tool starts with an actual location from Google Maps Street View, so the first view already feels grounded in reality. Then it uses your movements to decide what comes next, almost like the environment is responding to where you choose to go. One helpful way to picture this is a choose-your-own-adventure book where every page is generated the moment you turn it instead of being printed in advance. Another angle is a video game level that builds itself as you play, using real streets as the starting map rather than an artist drawing everything beforehand. This matters because most virtual worlds either cost huge teams months to create or feel empty once you start exploring. With Project Genie, a student could stand on their own neighborhood street and turn it into an underwater scene for a history project or a puzzle game. A creator could take a famous landmark and experiment with different weather or time periods without any game design experience. Right now, it is still a research prototype, so no public demo exists yet. Keep an eye on the Google DeepMind and Google Labs accounts on X for early examples the team has been sharing. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive into how something like this actually works. You already know how your phone keyboard guesses the next word while you text, making the sentence feel smooth even though it only predicts one piece at a time. Project Genie uses the same kind of guessing, except it works with pictures instead of words. It looks at the current view, checks the direction you are moving, and predicts what the next frame should show. It repeats this prediction for every new frame, so the world stays consistent even when you turn around or explore behind the starting camera angle. The first frame comes from a real street view photo, which gives the system a solid anchor instead of starting from nothing. Because it builds the scene one frame at a time rather than trying to create an entire finished world at once. Your choices like swimming or climbing can change what appears right away. The model learned patterns from huge amounts of video, so lighting, textures, and movement stay believable as you move through the space. The result feels alive precisely because each second is freshly imagined based on what you do next. That step-by-step guessing process is what turns a flat photo into something you can actually explore. Now let's look at some other interesting tools you can try today. First up is an eco-friendly chatbot called EcoGPT that answers questions while using far less computing power than most other models. Think of it like a smaller engine that still gets you where you need to go but burns less fuel along the way. The team has already used savings from this approach to help plant over 34,000 trees through 2 charities. You can try it right now by searching for EcoGPT chatbot, opening the site, and starting a conversation. Type something simple like, "Tell me a short story about a robot that recycles," and notice how the answers feel natural while the system runs on roughly 1/10 the energy of typical chatbots. Next is a researcher testing an AI called Codex on the daily challenge in the game Slay the Spire. The model has already beaten the first boss on a tough randomized run, showing how these tools can handle strategy games where rules change each time. If you play similar games, you can experiment yourself by opening ChatGPT or Claude and describing a simple game scenario to see how it reasons through choices. That gives you a quick way to watch an AI think through decisions without needing any coding skills. Here are a couple of quick bits worth knowing. When a new model claims 80% on a test, it usually means the AI got 80% of the questions right on a specific set of problems. This percentage comes from how many answers match the expected correct responses in that benchmark. The test itself is a fixed collection of questions or tasks designed to evaluate certain skills. Even a perfect score would not mean the model is finished or ready for everything. New and harder tests keep getting created by researchers to push the limits of what we can measure. These numbers give a useful comparison point between different models on the same tasks. They do not capture every possible real-world situation the AI might face later. On another note, roughly half of the Fortune 500 companies now use open models and datasets shared on the Hugging Face platform. The platform allows anyone to access these models and datasets freely. This adoption by large companies shows how open source approaches are gaining traction quickly. Students and hobbyists benefit because they can download and experiment with the same tools. No payment is required to get started with many of the shared resources. The CEO of Hugging Face has highlighted that this trend supports broader innovation in the field. It opens doors for more people to learn about AI without financial barriers. And that's a wrap. If any of today's stories made you go, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nara Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nara Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. First Principles Daily, reasoning from raw materials, not analogy, on the breakthroughs that actually cut cost. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. Want the written briefing with source links? Each show keeps a summaries page on naranetwork.com. Scannable, dated, and free. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.